hello, Metalheads. Christmas time. It's a Fred from MetalOps TV and on metalOps.com and French website and MetalOps TV. You can subscribe to the channel, totally free. And we make a big effort, a pullover today, but I have the great honor to have a guest. It's a big present for us, for MetalOps. Please, what's your name and what do you do for people who don't know you, but also for you fans? To say it's true. It's true. It's not a fake.
Well, first off, thank you for having me. My name is Diane, or in Dutch, Dianne Van Giersbergen, but that's something no one can pronounce. And I'm a frontwoman, singer, classical soprano, and you might know me from Xandria, from EX LIBRIS, or hopefully from my solo work under my own name, Diane.
Yeah, you launched your... since when you launched your project? In 2022, maybe after...
yeah, let's see. We're now at song number 6, and I'm doing 2 songs per year.
Yeah.
So, well, you do the math.
Yeah. So I have so many questions, but first, very simple question: what does represent Christmas? Because this interview will start with rebroadcast in Christmas week. So, what does it? Do you have good memories? Do it represent family reunion or fight on tables because about politics or religion or good meals, music and music?
Well, music, obviously. I love Christmas music.
Yeah.
I prefer traditional Christmas music, which might be logic because I studied classical music.
It will be my question. Okay.
Yeah, so for me, the more traditional, the more ancient Christmas
in church,
music.
at church with choir?
Yeah, yes. The church hymns, of course. Choir music, I think that is a must to listen to, especially at Christmas.
Okay.
But also we have Dutch traditionals, and they really pull me back into that Christmas feeling from when I was, little, decorating the tree with my mother.
Okay.
Feeling those tiny needles like pinch you everywhere, which was not a nice thing at all, but somehow now it has become a nostalgic feeling.
Yeah.
And like you just said, that those Christmas dinners, I mean, I have 2 sisters, and whenever we are at home with Christmas, it's just, the battle of the sisters almost. We all have our stories to tell, and we're battling out who gets to tell them first. But it's all in good fun. To me, Christmas is about lights and food and company and reconnecting. I mean, disconnecting from the internet and reconnecting with your loved ones.
Yeah,
that is
okay. So listeners and watchers, after this interview, go to your family, call your friends, and but take the time to see this interview, please.
Yes, first the interview. Yeah.
And comment and the like and etc. But it's a fake. But so it will be my last question. But I'm not here. But do you have for now, Dianne Van Giersbergen, is it a studio project and solo project, or do you have live plans?
Well, I am giving myself the luxury of taking a lot of time to think about that. As I am releasing 10 songs, and at song number 10, the album will be complete. And of course, then I must go live. It's not a question, it's a must. Also for me, because I'm really yearning to step back on stage.
You like stage? You like
spotlight? Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. So you're very productive. Yeah. So you are still in EX LIBRIS, or it's
well, I am, but it's paused because I thought maybe I could do both. But for Dianne, so my solo project, I'm doing everything myself. I mean, I have wonderful people that I team up with. Joost Van Den Broek, who writes my songs with me, and the people from Blackbriar who produce my videos. But all the organizational aspects, they're all mine to handle. I have no label, there's no management. I do everything myself, which is so much work that, but there's no time to do anything else but creating music and my jewelry, because I also have my jewelry business on the side.
Okay. And musically, which what are the main differences between Ex Libris and your solo project now? Ex Libris maybe more progressive, symphonic metal, and now more opera metal, but with your own touch, personal touch.
Well, Ex Libris is a progressive metal band at first. It does have symphonic influences, but it is progressive metal at the core. And Dianne, that is symphonic metal at the core. There are a lot of power metal influences because I do like a good power metal song. So that is definitely in there, but it is symphonic metal. And with Dianne, I tend to really focus on the classical soprano that I am. So I give room to the full classical voice, whereas in Ex Libris, I tend to mix it up with belt and rock vocals.
No stupid question. Have you any family relation with Anneke Van Giersbergen, who is a reunion with the gathering for the 30 years of Monday?
You're not the first to ask, and I think you also will not be the last to ask me, but no, we're not related. No.
Okay. Yeah, because it's a long story with the gathering, but hello Anneke and Hansen Rutten. And Rutten brothers. Now let's speak about Diane. Do you know the song Diane? At the origin, it's a song from HÜSKER DÜ, and it was a cover song made by Therapy, Irish rock band, but very melancholic song. It's about rape, but very metaphoric. But at first, it was by HÜSKER DÜ, and Therapy made it with a violin, a cello, excuse me. Did you know this song? Diane.
Diane. Yeah, I know the song. Yeah. At first, I always thought they were singing "dying."
Yeah. Like
not the
Irish accent.
The name Diane,
and with the Irish accent. Yeah.
Death.
Yeah. But it's very. The music video is very dark, but Therapy, I'm a big fan. But Diane with 2 N. You.
Yes.
There's two N's. Okay. So in this solo project, what's the plan? You are going to release, and you already released. I will put singles in the description and at the end of the music video this interview. Some because they are very. There is, for example, the Elder Scroll. Is it in relation with the video game Elder Scroll? And what about your universe? And what is your strategy? Do you release? You say 2 two music videos regularly per year, and after you are going to release a few lengths, a whole album, first studio album. That's the plan.
Yeah. So my album is called Soulward Bound, and I'm releasing it in a more unconventional way through a waterfall strategy. And that means that I will take 5 years to release my album, and I'm releasing it with 2 singles, 2 songs, which all will feature as a single each year. So after 5 years, I will release single number 10, and then the album will be complete, and then it will be physically available.
Okay. And you are looking for a label? You are looking for a label for that, or crowdfunding? You made the crowdfunding?
Might be, but it has to be a win-win situation. For now, I feel very comfortable with doing everything myself, because it also means that I can take every decision myself, and that is worth a lot, especially if you're doing such a project with a storyline that has everything to do with me and my past and what I've gone through, because that is what the songs are about. So first, let me just finish the process that I'm in now, and then afterwards we'll see.
Okay, but maybe you will need help for promotion, for distribution, to be advices, because you are Wonder Woman, you are Wonder Diane, but Wonder Woman can't do that. She has a team, in Justice League, DC Comics.
Yes, well, that might indeed be something that I will have to look into. I am, of course, also thinking about that, but at the moment, we've just released song number 6. We've started writing song number 7, but only just, the blueprint, like the very basics of the song. So first, I will release a focus on releasing song number 7, 8, 9, and then with 10, everything else comes into play.
In 2027, maybe the full album.
Yes.
Full length album.
Yeah.
Okay. So first single after the storm in 2023, Unleash the Siren, a symphonic tragedy in 2024. Flameborn, and after the
together with Marcella Bovio.
And the Elder's Call and Phantom of War. And in Phantom of War, it's a guitarist of FLESHGOD APOCALYPSE, if I'm right.
Yeah, Francesco. He's singing, actually.
Singer. So excuse me.
So he performed the growls, and I've always said that I do not see myself singing with a more distorted voice, such as a growling or grunting. But for this song, I knew that I needed a level of brutality that I could not perform myself. So now I thought, hey, it fits to have a darker voice there. So I reached out to Francesco, and he said, yes, I'm up for that. I sent him the song. He loved it, and he's on it.
Phantom of War. I will put the link in the description and also at the end of this interview. And but you can sing with growls a bit or not, or you risk you break your voice, or
I don't grunt myself. I studied much too long and too hard to
for that
to be able to sing with a classical voice. No, I won't go there. No.
So your voice is soprano, not alto, but soprano.
Yes, I'm a spinto soprano, jugendlich dramatic soprano, which means, yes, I am soprano, but within the soprano fach, there are a lot of divisions.
Yeah,
and I'm at the lower, so the more full-bodied soprano sound.
Okay. And about your so how do you work for the music? You are, I can see a piano, so behind you, but you are a musician, and it's you who compose the music, or something else who compose
well,
the
I
music?
actually write them together with producer Joost Van Den Broek.
Okay.
He comes here to my studio. I have a piano here. This is an acoustic piano, and this is a MIDI keyboard. And there's my computer with everything on it.
You work here. Yeah, you work here.
This is where we compose the blueprint of the songs, and then we'll take it to the studio and we'll start the pre-production, invite the musicians, because we have different... I keep talking in the we form because I'm so used to presenting this project as it has my face, my name, but of course Joost is very much involved, so that's who I'm referring to when I say we. So that's when in the studio we invite the musicians to join, and the good thing about doing every song per half year is that for every song we get to choose whom would fit best. So, for example, for the Elders Call, we were looking for someone to bring the authenticity of folk music, and we asked Rowan from Heidevolk on bass and Patty Gurdy, who plays the lovely hurdy-gurdy, to feature on the song as well.
On which song? Phantow of War? Which song?
That is on the Elders Call.
The Elders Call. Yeah. Remember the music. Yeah. Music video. Yeah.
So we went more folky there. And so obviously we had to invite musicians from the folk metal scene.
Okay. Do you want to make a bit like another Dutch band, Delain? The first album, it was a lot of a compilation of a lot of songs with several guests in every song. I remember.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing as well. So all the songs have the orchestral arrangements by Joost and my voice, but all other musicians are different with every song.
Okay. But you don't. You with this plan and vision to have a lot of guests on the first album. That was my critics in 2006 about the first Delain album. If I can make a comparison in the same musical style, but and the same metal scene from the Netherlands, but the risk that we have, it was difficult to imagine to have an identity of the band, of a band, and it was a plan of the brother of Robert from Within Temptation, and he launched the band, but at first it was his project on keyboards and he make a team, but the first album it was difficult to have a vision of the band because on every song it was too many guests, and after the album was good, but at the rest we didn't know what was this band, Delain, at first.
Well, the thing is that if you invite so many musicians, you still have to have a coherent sound. So because every song comes on one album, there has to be the same kind of vibe to it, the same kind of feeling, a red thread, so to say, which is the songwriting, which is my voice, which are also the videos, because the videos, they link together as one big story.
Very nice.
And then in the mix already, but definitely also in the master, there is where we search for the Dianne sound that we started with in the first song and that we've pulled through all of the songs. So I'm not too much afraid of it becoming a too eclectic album. Absolutely not. No.
And you make what you want, and with your own touch, and you to have pleasure to sing and to make to create by yourself, and
which is a blessing that I now get to do exactly what I want to do.
Okay. About your lyrical universe, so are you inspired by folklore stories, fairy tales, heroic fantasy, or history? What are the lyrics about in general? And it's a whole story, it's a concept album? it will be?
Yeah, it is, absolutely. It tells about what happened to me over the course of 5 years. So it starts at the moment that I left Xandria, and it ends with the moment that I announced the coming of Soulward Bound, my first solo album. So in between those two events, that is exactly 5 years to the date. And in between those two events, I've gone through a lot of things, surgery, for example, but also the aftermath of leaving Xandria. And the fight that I'm singing about in Phantom of War, all those topics, they are in there. So I'm sharing my story. That's the first, because Xandria was very much fantasy inspired. And then Ex Libris very much history inspired. And now it's all very pure, because I'm singing about myself, which is scary and wonderful at the same time, because there is no character to study. This is pure me and my story that I'm offering.
Okay. You often speak about in the preparation of this coming album, and every song in the production and orchestrations, you sing several times Joost. It's Joost Van Den Broek.
Yeah, Joost Van Den Broek.
Excuse me for my
it's a
Dutch
hard
accent.
name, right?
Joost. How do you say Joost? It's Joost. Joost. But in fact, I know him because I find, if I'm right, I already interviewed him at Hellfest 2010 with Floor Jansen, and him because he was a keyboard player in After Forever.
Yes,
And 2006. I remember, because Megadeth was aside me, and Dave Mustaine said, "Hey, shut up! Speak not higher," because we were laughing, etc. And I remember.
Yeah, well, you might indeed know Joost from After Forever, also from ARJEN. Yes. And he produces bands like Epica, Powerwolf. I mean, he now was involved in the whole Sabaton production with the orchestra.
So
he does a lot. I'm actually really happy that he manages to find the time to work on my projects.
Okay. The interview of ARJEN, Anthony Lucassen, is coming on Metal Ops TV by my friend Pascal very soon. On Metal Ops TV. Every day, what do you listen in your music? No, I don't speak about your music, but personally, what do you listen? What do you like to listen as music?
Well, I studied classical music, so I love to have a classical radio station on. It's just very relaxing to go through the day with classical music playing on the background, especially because it doesn't. It doesn't put my thinking cap on too much. If I listen to metal, I tend to go into work mode, so it's not very relaxing for me.
Okay.
But I also love to listen to singer-songwriters. And I went to a concert of Mumford & Sons recently, which was very much enjoyable, because they're excellent musicians, live musicians.
Which band you say?
Mumford & Sons.
I'm Marilyn Manson. I know, but no Manson.
Oh, Marilyn Manson. No, Mumford & Sons that's a folk band, like a rock folk band. They are not from the metal scene.
Okay, and you personally, so in fact, you don't come from the metal scene. How did you discover metal music? In fact, actually,
well, I would not say that I don't come from the metal scene. My father, he was into rock music, like progressive rock music, early metal, and my mother, she was into classical music. So I'm definitely a crossover baby. I've heard both at home, and I feel at home in both genres.
Okay. And so what's the plans now? New song coming, maybe a Christmas song? No, I know.
No. I'm wearing the hat because you asked me to.
But you can sing a bit, a Christmas song. No, Merry Christmas. You can sing.
I don't have anything prepared. No, sorry.
No problem. But what are the plans? So two new songs next year in 2026, very soon.
Yes, two songs in the next year.
A preview, a clue maybe for next song. What is it about? Which guest? Or different.
I am yet to invite the guests for next song, so I myself, I don't know. But What the only thing I can tell you about the next song is that this will be the most beautiful song out of all the ones that we've written for the album.
Okay. And what's the name? What will be the name? No,
oh, I don't have a name yet. I don't have lyrics yet. That's the beauty of this process. I create everything per half year. So we've just written the first vocal lines and chords. There's nothing else yet. But it is coming out early 2026. So
okay, we are waiting for it. And is it true that you also make? I don't know if you make as craftwork. You make or sell jewels on internet.
I create them. Yeah.
Also,
so I create jewelry out of bass guitar strings, for example. This is a bass guitar string necklace.
It's you who create it with your hands.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, I do that. That's my side business. It's called Precious Metal Jewelry. And I create jewelry out of bass guitar strings, and cymbals. And they've all been used by bands from the genre. So, for example, ARJEN and Epica are huge donators to my my jewelry brand. And then I give them a second chance to shine. I turn them into a jewelry item. On my web shop, you can even listen to a song from the band that donated the jewelry material. So you will know, for example, what the earrings you want to buy, what they sounded like.
Okay, so it's maybe as this period of Christmas is a very hot period for you to sell, for the sales.
Yes, I am actually so full of Christmas orders that I had to close the web shop for this year because I had so many, I could not take on more. So, but for the next year, after January 8th, I think it was, my shop is back open again. Yeah.
Okay. So, do you speak a bit French?
No. No.
Okay. No. When can we hope to see you live in France? And do you have plans to come to France? To play live?
I would love to. If I'm invited, I will definitely come to France.
You are looking for some acoustic shows or electric shows already?
Let's see. Like I said earlier, there's nothing in the plans yet. First, I will focus on the writing, and then after song number 10 is released, I would love to come to France and perform my music for you.
Okay, but so I wish you a lot of success for this new adventure, solo adventure.
Thank you.
And thank you very much for your time. I know you are very busy, and thank you very much to accept this invitation on Metal Ops TV. And we are waiting for the next songs and the Fuel Lex album and a new interview and shows in France. Thank you very much.
You are very welcome. Thank you for watching, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Take care. Thank you, Diane.